Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us for another Nimble training webinar. My name is Michaela Underdahl and I'm Nimble Senior Community Manager. Today we will be focusing on deals, pipelines, and reporting in Nimble. And before we get started, I wanted to make sure that we go over what Nimble is for those of you that are currently in trial or thinking about using Nimble. So Nimble is an easy-to-use CRM, customer relationship management tool that works for you in both Office 365, G Suite, and everywhere else you work. And what we mean by that is that we developed extensions that plug directly into Outlook, Gmail, and also into all the main browsers. And we allow you to access Nimble outside of Nimble. So if you're prospecting on social media, on company's website, if you're responding to emails, if you get any web form submissions into your inbox, you can use the extensions to access existing contacts, update them with information, set up the next steps, or you can use the extensions to create new contact records. Nimble automatically combines all your contacts, communication histories, and email inboxes and calendar appointments into one unified contact record. So then when you open up a contact record for somebody in Nimble, you know exactly everything that has been done and everything that is scheduled to happen, and also who is responsible for getting these things done. And Nimble automatically tracks all your interactions and remembers all the steps for you. So we have reminders, stay in touch feature that will allow you to stay on top of your network on a regular basis and ping you when it's time to do the next steps. And our upcoming webinars, we host daily Q&A sessions. So if you have a question about using Nimble, you can register for these Q&A sessions. We host them from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Pacific every day. And one of our customer service representatives will be there sharing their screen and will be there to answer any questions you might have. Then we host our weekly training webinar. So next week we will do a general overview. We'll also share our mobile screen to show you what the mobile application looks like. And on May 5th, we will be focusing on Nimble for Teams. We'll go over the best practices and features and help you to set up Nimble for using it as a team. And then the following week, another general overview. After that, we will focus on segmentation, group messaging, and also creating custom fields that we have recently updated. So it should be a good one. And if you've previously attended one of these webinars, this one will be a little better different because we've updated the custom fields feature, so you can do even more with it now. And let me go into Nimble now. So here we are. And just to reiterate, today we are focusing on the deals, pipelines, and reporting. So I will only go through these parts of Nimble. So here we are on the Today page. This page is meant to help you figure out what are all the most important things to get done on a daily basis. And depending on the role you play in your company, you can completely customize it. So usually I don't have these widgets on the top of my Today page because I'm not in sales, but I want to know what are all the things on my calendar. I also want to know what my tasks are, all my to-dos. I like to see who I'm scheduled to stay in touch with, and also I want to see how people are interacting with the emails I send. So that's because of the role I play in our company, but for the purposes of today's webinar, where many of you might be in sales or you are the business owner and you really want to see how many deals you have, what the status is, how much money is in your funnel, and so on, I moved all our deals related widgets to the top of my Today page. So let's start with the one in the middle. So my deals, you can preview all your deals here. You can hover over them, expand, and it will take you directly into the complete deal under the deals folder. And here you will see the entire history of the interactions with everybody who has been added to that deal. And we will go over that once we get to deals as well. But on the actual deal, you get to name it. So it depends how you want to name it, depending on your use case, your sales process. This is a deal that I created for one of our real estate agents to see how Nimble could be customized for real estate. So the property address is the name of the deal. You also get to select the primary contact. You can set up the amount, expected close date, and Nimble has multiple deal pipelines. So then you get to select which pipeline you want the deal to go on, put it onto the appropriate stage, which all the stages can be completely customized in Nimble. You can also assign it to yourself or somebody else on your team, add a description. You can set up the probability and add as many participants as you want. These can be internal or external, but they have to have an existing contact record inside of Nimble. Setting up deals privacy is also very easy. Deals can be private, meaning they're only visible and editable by you. You can make them viewable and editable by your team, or you can have your team to be able to view them, but they will not be able to make any changes. And then on the right side of each deal, you will see all the people that are added to the deal. So you can take further actions. You can quickly preview everything about the person, their contact information. If you quickly want to give them a call, you can access it straight from here. If you are missing contact information, you can utilize our contact discovery feature. And as long as you know the first name, last name, and the company domain, Nimble will be able to find their contact information. You can also review all the tags. And if you scroll down, you can see everything that has been done with the person and everything that is scheduled to happen. So you can use this little widget to see if you want to place the call right now, or if you can wait till your meeting the next day. So that's how you can create the deals and edit the deals. And let's go back to the Today page. So these would be all your deals that are assigned to you, but you have the option to also view your team's deals, those that are active, those that have been won or lost. Same for your deals as well. And recently we've added another feature to Nimble that allows you to duplicate the widgets. So if you would like to preview not only your deals, but also the deals that your team is working on, you can have the two widgets next to each other, kind of get a more complete view into what's happening in the sales department. And then you have the stage funnel where you can pick which pipeline you want to see. And also if you want to preview your deals or the deals that your team is working on. And again, you can duplicate it so you can have as many stage funnel widgets as you want, depending on how many pipelines you will create in Nimble. And this will help you to visualize how much money is in each stage of your funnel and where you need to pay your attention to make sure that deals are moving in the right direction. Nimble also gives you the ability to add the pipeline chart widget. You can, again, pick if you want to see your deals or your team deals, or if you want to focus on a specific pipeline. And then you can also change the time frame in which you are focusing and visualize it this way. So this is the Today page, but the main tab, of course, is the Deals tab. So Nimble gives you the option to review your pipeline as a pipeline, or depending on your preference, you can also view it in the list. When you first log into Nimble, there will be one pipeline that is default, but you can completely customize it. So when we go back, maybe this was too fast. So you can click on this button and click on it, and then you'll be able to customize it. If you see this grayed out, the reason is that you are not the admin of your Nimble account, and the admin either hasn't delegated the permission to you yet, and given you the option to make any changes, or for some reason they decided that they won't give it to you. So if it's great, that's what it means, and then you can talk to your administrator and see if they would give you the permission to do so. So customize pipelines. If you would like to delete the existing pipeline, you can do so like this. Or if you would like to just customize it to save some time, you can click into it. And it's very easy to edit the individual stages. So again, depending on your sales process, you can change the names of the stages. You can also add the number of days that you will allow each deal to stay in each stage. So depending on your sales process, again, this will probably vary. And once the individual deals go over the set number of days, they will turn red on the pipeline. So they will kind of start indicating that they need attention. Adding stages is easy. You can add as many as you want here. The thing is that the sales experts say that the fewer stages, the better, because if you have a lot of stages, it can become more complicated and not so organized. So the sales experts that we have been talking to recommend having 4 to 5 stages and everything in between setting up as an activity. So you can use tasks in Nimble to create tasks for yourself or somebody else on your team to make sure that all the necessary things get done in order for the deal to be allowed to move to the next stage. And you can also use calendar events when you're setting up meetings with your prospects to review things. And probably this quarter, I'm not 100% sure, we will also be launching an update to our deals tab. So we will be incorporating custom fields. So there will be another way you can kind of create a checklist and make sure that all the necessary things are getting done before the deal can move to the next stage. So now we can go back. I mentioned that Nimble has multiple deals pipelines, so you can create as many of them as you want. Some of our customers that are not in sales necessarily, they've also been utilizing these pipelines to track their PR opportunities, public speaking engagements, or anything else. So you can really play with it. It can. We have customers that are using it to track their hiring process. So HR departments are using pipelines as well. We have teams that are using it to track relationships with influencers. So the possibilities are endless. Let's go back here. So when we are on the main pipeline, this is how you can create a new deal. Set up the name, probability, primary context, participants, the amount, expected close date, and all that. And then once you create the deal, you can, and it appears in the stage that you want it to. And then when it's time to move it to the next stage, you can always click into the actual deal, put it to the next stage manually, or you can just drag and drop and move them through the funnel this way. So all my deals here are, they have all exceeded the allowed number of days. So let me just revive them so they are not all red like this. So you can move them through the funnel by dragging and dropping them. This pipeline is an example of one of our real customers. She's a real estate agent, and she actually wants to make sure she has a stage for each of the process she needs to go through before she closes on the house. So this is the example of like the long pipeline, but you can also keep it to a minimum and just have main stages for prospecting. Then you can have needs analysis or send in value proposition stage. Then when you send the proposal, then it's being identified or it's in reviewed, then acceptance has been sent, acceptance reviewed, proof of concept, and then it's in closing. Once you are ready to close the deal, you can drag and drop it into the last column, and we will ask you if you want it or if you lost it. So then you can also add the reason why the deal didn't work out or the reasons that it was successful. Once you close the deals, they will forever be visible on the individuals people's contact records. So it only disappears from your pipeline, but you will always be able to locate it on all the participants' contact records in Nimble. So before we go into the reporting, I want to show you what a deal looks like on the main contact record. So we're going into context now. I'm going to select our CEO's profile. So all the deals that are open are here. I can click into them, review all the details. And I can also use the edit here to make any edits straight on the contact record. To create a new deal from the contact record, you can click this button, add a new deal, and then you'll be able to do all the individual things, fill up all the fields that you want. So when I talked about either creating the long pipeline and having a stage for each of the activities versus creating actual activities in between the stages, you can create individual activities on the contact record by clicking schedule. So this is where you could create a task, which is a to-do. These are Nimble related to-do. So you could create a task to make sure that you follow up, you send a proposal and then you follow up on the proposal and so on. You can definitely pick the calendar that you want an event go onto. So if you're scheduling a meeting or a call, you can schedule it from here as well. Or if you have any custom activities, which you can set up in settings, you can pick them here as well and set it up. Another way is to create the activities and add them directly to the deal. So they can be, the view is the same, but you just have the option to do it straight from the deal. So once you create the deal, you can do so here. And it's usually when you're using, when you're on the deals pipeline. And then we just want to make sure that if you are creating a contact record, you're in the contact records view, and then you want to create a deal, you still have the option to set up the next steps. So let's go to reporting now. And again, we are in the process of redesigning the complete deals and reporting tabs. So it will look different very soon, and we will also add a few more features. So in the reporting, you can report on all your pipelines or your individual pipelines. You can create a team report, or you can report on individual salespeople. Here you can set up the time frame. You can see how many deals are active, how many deals are stuck. We also give you the option to print it out or save it as a PDF if you want to print it out for a meeting, send it to somebody, discuss it in the meeting, and so on. In forecasting deals, you can also set up the time frame. Again, pick if you want to create the forecast report on all your pipelines or any individual ones. or the entire team or individual sales reps. In deals history, you will be, let me move this so it's populating with something. But it's not for some reason. So I'll have to look into it after our webinar. So those are the main areas in regards to deals, pipelines, and reportings. And I want to take a look at some of the questions that may have come in. So where do I go to close landed the deal? Thanks. Jennifer is asking. So you can go onto the pipeline, locate the deal, and either open it up and click on this little drop-down menu and select if you want to win it, lose it, or if you want to delete it for some reason. Or if you are using the pipeline, you can drag and drop, and the very last stage is closing. Once you drop it in there, you can tell Nimble if it was successful or if something caused it to not be successful and lose the deal. Louis, is it possible to convert the type of one deal into another different type, maintaining all the activities history? So I'm not sure if I understand exactly. If you can give me a little more details about what you're trying to achieve. You can change anything by clicking on the edit button when you locate the deal. But I'm not sure what you mean by the type of the deal. If you mean by putting it on a different pipeline, you can do so in settings, and you can also move it to the next stage as well. And we have a question from Brian. When we are, let me save this, reviewing the deal here, if you can customize the message tab. So not currently. We will basically display all the interactions that you've had with the people that have been added as the participants to the deal. We are not able to determine which emails are specifically discussing the deals and which emails may have been discussing previous deal or are not related to the deal. So not at this moment. So this will be all the communications that have been exchanged with you and any of the participants. Okay, Louis is saying that imagine that I have a pipeline tab that is for opportunities and another one that is for projects, opportunities that have been converted into projects. Yeah, so if you just want to put the deal onto a different pipeline, you can do so by clicking edit and then basically just selecting the pipeline that you wanted to move on to. So hopefully that answered your question. I see we have another question for Brian. If you can turn it off regarding the messages here. No, there's no way to turn it off. I would just say ignore it. Yeah, if you select different tab, you won't see it. It's not going to be causing any harm, I don't think. So I'll wait a little longer if we'll have more questions to come in. And while we wait, I also wanted to present a special offer that we have for new users. So if you'd like to check Nimble out, you can click on this link, and my colleagues will be sharing it in the questions box as well, nimble.com/offer/webinar30. And if you register through this site, Nimble will automatically be available to you for 30 days for free. And if you're currently in trial and you're interested in getting the 30 days, please email us at care@nimble.com, and we will be more than happy to extend the trial for you. So I don't see any more questions coming in. I'll give it another minute or so. And while we wait, I wanted to reiterate the webinar schedule. So every day we host our Q&A sessions from 9 a.m. to 9:30, and then we alternate. Each week, 1 week, we do an entire review through the entire product and the mobile overview, and then the following week we focus on a specific feature. So Frank actually has a question for me regarding segmenting search that I created. I used the custom tab inside the configuration button where I created custom columns to pin to the view and screen, but I can never seem to keep those column headers locked after leaving the site and returning at a later time. What is the fix? So I will follow up with our dev team on this. I believe that it just returns to the default settings at this moment. I don't believe there is a way to lock it. I do see a great use case for that because especially if you're creating a safe segment. So what we'll do is that we will follow up with our team, and we will send you an email with the answer. So thank you for the feedback. So I don't see any more questions. If anything comes to mind, you can email us at care@nimble.com. And every day we have the daily Q&A. So if you have any questions, you feel like you could benefit from having one of our customer service reps sharing their screen and kind of showing you how to do something, how to troubleshoot. These are great sessions for that. Okay, Frank, yeah, we will follow up with our dev team, and we'll definitely send you an email with the response. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today, and I hope that you will have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.